G'day, my name's Michael Waugh, this is my friend Jacob McGuffey. Welcome to Latrobe Performing Arts, such an honour to be here. I come from Maffra, a little place down in Gippsland Way, and I write lots of songs and stories about my family and where I come from. I wrote this song about my son.
Just goes by so fast. You only get a little while before it all goes rushing by, like a little boy running from his bath, shaking round his cheeky bum, pulling faces at his mum. Before I caught my breath, you were washed and you were dried, you were dressed, cleaned up all your mess. And for a moment in your life, you can hold him by your side, but you'll only get a moment, then the moment passes by. If the man that I was met the man I'd get to be, I would tell him, take this moment, 'cause it just goes by so fast, flying off to who knows where, shaking round his shaggy hair, like a skateboard rider rolling down a hill, fast enough to break his arm, you can't keep him safe from harm. And he's heading for a stack, but he was never gonna wear that safety hat you bought him. You can't hold him back. For a moment in your life, you can hold him by your side, but you'll only get a moment, and the moment passes by. If the man that I was met the man I'd get to be, I would tell him, take this moment. And it just goes by so fast, sitting in a waiting room, hoping for some happy news. And a moment ago they were handing you to me, now they're handing you your daughter, who knows what's round the corner. If I can give you some advice, treasure every single moment in your life. You don't get to have it twice, but for a moment in your life, you can hold her by your side, but you'll only get a moment, and the moment passes by. If the man that I was met the man I'd get to be, I would tell him, take this moment, 'cause it just goes by so fast. You only get a little while before it all goes rushing by.
At the beginning of last year, I started making a record called The Waugh that we released in September, and it was made with Shane Nicholson, who's a man that I've recorded my first two records with as well. So it was very special to me to be able to come back and make another record with him. And the record is about Lake Glenmaggie, which is the irrigation reservoir for where I grew up. And it's also a record that's about growing up as an Australian, what it means to me to be an Australian. I'm very proud of my national heritage, and part of that national heritage is our musical heritage as well. And so I wrote this song as a thank you to all of those people who kept me company on 3TR when I was growing up.
This song reminds me being young and partying, bitten in stretched denim jeans, feeling like I could say almost anything to you. This song reminds me of sleeping bags in living rooms, whispers after large out boys, trying not to laugh too loud, making folks annoyed. I couldn't sing you all of the words, name the band who sang that tune. These are things that you forget, but this song remembers. This song was playing when you and I got really busy. Took my dad's quad bike out, crashed it in an irrigation ditch. We were singing this song, camping on McAllister's banks, drunk again and trying to pitch a tent, daring you to be on that electric fence. I couldn't sing you all of the words, name the band who sang that tune. These are things that you forget, but this song remembers. Oh, Kelly, Daddy Cool, midnight oil, Aussie crow, weddings and parties, baby animals, hoodoo gurus, Nick Cave and the birthday party, Bonzi and Diesel, Akadaka Chisel, Great White Farnham, these songs know. This came on the radio, I was driving home from work, sang all the lyrics wrong. Didn't we used to know that song? In between the traffic jams and the lot Bob planned, I haven't thought of you in a while. Here is a soundtrack to where I've been. I turn it up and I tune back in to Paul Kelly, Daddy Cool, midnight oil, Aussie crow, weddings and parties, baby animals, hoodoo gurus, Nick Cave and the birthday party, Bonzi and Diesel, Akadaka Chisel, Great White Farnham, endless anything, the saints and the church and Goanna and Red Gun, hunters and collectors and these songs know, Spider Bane, Magic Dirt, these songs know, Powderfinger Men at Work, these songs know, to Finals, Angels in Excess, you and my Screaming Jets, Deborah Comby, Arthur Yindi, these songs remind me of being young and partying. One of my first favourite Australian artists was Patsy Biscoe. Just had the best haircut ever, and I had this fantasy that she would be my kindergarten teacher. Anyway, that's one of the thoughts that was going through my head when I wrote this song. Some days when I get up, while everyone is sleeping, I'd go creeping down the hallway, turning out TV, and I'd dance around a Humphrey, though he didn't have a voice, and he didn't wear pants. He was my hero as a boy, without my brothers in the way, laughing and dancing and playing. Some days after brekkie, we'd go down to Charlie's house, while our mums were drinking coffee. We'd play records in the lounge. We danced to Sergeant Pepper, we danced to Patsy Biscoe, and we danced around to ABBA in a little preschool disco. One day we both looked up and saw Charlie's father standing in the door. Hello, Mary Lou, what you dancing round in there for? Don't you even care what people think about you, Mary Lou? Boys don't dance around the way that you do, Mary Lou. Lost stopped banging on the heater I was using as a keyboard, and I looked at him confused, and I said, my name's Michael. Charlie took the needle, put a scratch through Dancing Queen, took it off the player, put it in a plastic sleeve, and I saw my dad walking down the hall, embarrassed that he'd seen me when the other man called. Hello, Mary Lou. What you dancing round in there for? Don't you even care what people think about you, Mary Lou? Boys don't dance around the way that you do, Mary Lou. Remember how you used to dance? Remember that old cubby house? Remember how you'd sing out loud? Remember how you laughed till you were all laughed out? Remember how they shut you down? Shut you down. Well, some days when I get up, while everyone is sleeping, I lock the bathroom door so no one else can see, and I dance around the shower, I sing into the shampoo. I don't look very graceful, but I don't think that I have to. Don't let them take your inner joy. Dance around like Humphrey, little boy. Hello, Mary Lou. What you dancing round in there for? Dance like you don't care what people think about you, Mary Lou. Everyone should dance the way that you do, Mary Lou.
I'd managed to make 2 records in their entirety without recording a single song about my wife, and she started to look at me sideways. So I thought it was time that I wrote something, and there's people who write really good, you know, early stages love songs, and I think that they're doing a great job at that. So I didn't want to compete with that because it's not what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about what it meant to be middle-aged and us and still in love. I got very excited because I'd finished writing this. I was pretty proud of it. She came home from work and I said, I've written a song about you. And she sat down on the couch, and the first 2 verses she kept looking at me sideways.
I don't love you like I used to. I don't like it when you talk that much through every TV show I like to watch. I don't love you like when I was young. I don't love you like I used to. We used to talk till it was 3 a.m. Now I'm asleep before neighbours' ends. I don't love you like I did back then. I used to love you blindly, but now I see through older eyes. I don't love you like I used to, but I think that we're alright. I don't love you like I used to. I used to fret when you were miles away. I love the empty couch and extra space without your coffee cups around the place. I don't love you like I used to. I used to hate it when you talked to men. I used to think that you would find in them something better than in me. I used to love you madly, but now my love's a bit more sane. I don't love you like I used to, but it's better this way. I don't love you like I used to, I don't love you like I used to. Don't love you like I used to. You don't ever have to shave your legs. I love your tracky dacks and morning hair. I love it when you bring me tea in bed. I don't love you like I used to. You held me when my mother almost died. See me when my moods are dark and wild. I got to see you bring into this world our child. I used to love this girl, but now that woman's my best friend. I don't love her like I used to. I love her more than I did then. I don't love her like I used to. I don't love her like I used to. Don't love her like I used to. I love her more than I did then.
This record, The Weir, is about growing up as an Australian and very much, I suppose, about where I come from, and this song starts off at the Rocket Ship Park in Maffra, which was my favourite place to go when I was little, because I was a huge Doctor Who fan and I kind of dreamed about getting in a spaceship and flying off to all sorts of exciting places, and it was also really cool because it was too small for Mum to climb back up and get us out when it was time to go. So I think that they have moved the rocket ship now to Stratford, but in my heart it still sits in the middle of the Lions Park there in Maffra. But this is a story about that rocket ship, and also the first time that we went up to Queensland as a family together. Being dairy farmers, we never took holidays, and this is one of those rare moments where we got in the car together. This is my last song with you. My name is Michael Waugh, this is Jacob McGuffey, and this is Big Things.
There was a big skyrocket at the Lions Park. I could see the whole town through the bars at the top. Counted from 10 to blast off, but I knew that we'd never leave the town now. Didn't have holidays growing up. We were always milking and always broke. And all Mum wanted was a suntan. She took Dad into driving up to Queensland. And I met my country from the back of the car. Outside I still saw a big koala flying up the mule to the big guitar. I come from a little place, but I've seen a lot of big things. And if you want a family fight, here's a recipe. Back 3 of us boys in a cramped back seat. Drive for a day to Sydney. Get Mum to read a map, get Dad to tow a van through the city. And every road leads to the harbour bridge. And every bugger's in the lane you want to merge in. So many one-way streets in this damn town, and you can't hang a Yui with a caravan. And I met my country from the back of a car. Saw a big pineapple, a big banana, so much fruit made of fiberglass. And I come from a little place, but I've seen a lot of big things. We filled a camera roll at the picnic spots up and down the coast. So many family pics standing awkwardly posed in front of big things. When we get back home, the cows are waiting for Dad. Mum's sunburned, faded, and she never tanned. I went back to the rock part, and I took another look at my town from the top. Saw Dad's overalls on the laundry floor, blackened and singed from an SES call. Saw Mum in her gumboots in the living room, trying to sweep out the river with a Kmart broom. I see the kitchen bench full of casserole dishes that the neighbours bought when my mum got sick. I seen a big fire, I seen a big flood, I seen a little town with a great big heart. I know that this rocket won't ever launch, but there are big things here without flying up north. I come from a little place, but I've seen a lot of big things. I come from a little place, but I've seen a lot of big things. From a big skyrocket at the Lions Park.